Nothing's off limits with this duo. It's father and daughter, Don and Cher. And join the club if you're a Chattermouth.
Happy Halloween! Hey y'all, it's Cher and
Dawn.
And welcome back to the Chattermouth podcast. Today we have a very spooky episode. I'm like kind of freaking out right now about this.
I'm so nervous. My stomach is turning right now.
This is going to be insane, like literally, like insane. But really exciting stuff. We have Angela and Mike from Whispering Spirits Paranormal team in the house right here, right now. Welcome to the Chattermouth podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So they already know this, but you all don't know this. I believe that my house is haunted. My mom...
I have a hard time believing it since I built the house. And it was just pure land, sand before I built the house. So it's hard. To me, when I think of ghosts or I think of people being in the house before me, it's like old houses, like in the 1800s or 1900s. So I have a little hard time believing there's something there.
There's definitely something there. I've experienced it myself. Like when I was, I think I was like 8 years old, I was inside the house and I just remember crying to you. I was crying because I literally saw two ghosts walking outside our house. They were holding hands. They were walking from my house towards the pool area. And I saw them so vividly. And I remember it to this day because it's not something you see every day. Like, you don't just see a ghost. And I was a child. Like, I couldn't make this up. I really believe I saw this. And we hired Whispering Spirits Paranormal team to come out to my house and see if it actually is haunted. Is my mind playing tricks on me like my mom believes? Or is there facts behind this? So before we get fully into this, is my house haunted?
Yes.
Oh, really? Well, you have to prove this to me.
Yes. Okay. Tell us more.
Okay. So, as you know, I stayed outside with you guys. So we investigated your backyard for about an hour and a half.
Yes.
And I let you hold the equipment. I let you guys have full control of what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
I gave you the equipment, showed you how to use it.
Yeah.
And so forth. I let you do your thing.
Yeah.
There was no contamination. It was just you and your mom, me, and occasionally the pup.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So after I went home and dug into it, I found some pretty good stuff. There's about 5 minutes of proof on video that I can show you today.
Oh my God. I literally have chills. Like,
My God.
like,
do I have to, let me ask you something. Will I have to sell the house after this?
No, I'm going to tell you right now, I do not think anything that you have is malicious at all. As a matter of fact, I think they're having fun with you.
having fun with us.
Yes.
Interacting with you guys for sure.
Yeah, they're interacting with you. I didn't feel from the outside area that it had anything to do with family relation. It's from the past. And they're just there interacting with you.
Wow. Do you think it's just someone random or something random?
Well, you got random, all right.
Oh my God, I'm like dying. I shouldn't say the word dying here. I was going to say dying to see this, but maybe we don't say that. What your mind is like racing
I'm just
right now.
like thinking, like, are they attached to us or anything? Is there any ghosts attached to us?
I don't think they're attached to you personally. I think they're attached to the grounds.
So you think they were there before we even got there? My mom's convinced that if we have ghosts, they're my grandparents.
Well,
my
we didn't get to get
parents.
into the home. However, you guys spent a matter of, 2 minutes maybe in the house? And in that 2 minutes, you picked up some really good stuff in the house.
Wow.
In that 2 minutes. So,
And that's pretty rare on an investigation to go in 2 minutes capture something that quick.
Oh my
absolutely.
Wow.
Yep. Something by the front door. When you're by the front door, you made a comment and it answered you. And then you were upstairs, I think in a bedroom, and you got chitter chatter. And then you guys came straight out. So, yes, you're haunted. So whatever's in the house, I don't know is related to items that you may have. It could be family. I don't know. We didn't spend no time in there. So what those 2 little clips that we got, it's hard to say. But everything else, I believe, is attached to your grounds.
So the things that in the house, I mean, I have things from my grandparents, furniture pieces that I kept that are heirlooms to me. I have pieces from my parents and then I have antiques. So it could be
Antiques
from
bring they're
from anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic with antiques and family heirlooms because a lot of times what they're made out of, if they're highly conductive, such as gold, silver, things like that, they actually hold energy. And that's why we have them in our cell phones, because they're great conductors. So they can hold family energies and things like that. So it's very possible that the family could be there, but there is things from the past that are showing up. I mean, I saw the evidence myself and I thought it was pretty awesome.
Wow.
It was really cool.
Are you Mom, you have to start to believe this. Like, it really is haunted. We have the experts here. You know what? I already know that you all are, like, really the experts in this field, but I feel like I didn't have a proper introduction to who you are, how you got into this. Can you tell our listeners a little bit more about you both?
Sure.
Absolutely. I'm Angela, and I started after my father passed away. I just felt like he was there. I had a very vivid dream that he came to me and wanted to see his grandkids that he had never got to see. I'm the oldest, so naturally, daddy's little girl. So he came to me, and then after that, that's when I started snooping around, doing it by myself. And then I met Mike through a mutual friend who was also on our team, and I went out with them because he had a team at the time and did the investigation, and that really sparked my fire, and then I went right into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's your story, Mike?
My name is Michael, and I've been investigating for about 20 years now. I initially started, what got me into it was I went to the doctor, and they found out that I had a little bit of a heart murmur issue going on. Nothing super serious, but it was enough to scare me as a little kid. So I wanted to know that there was something after this. And so I started investigating initially just by myself, and I had really not a whole lot of equipment. And I would go on different investigations by myself. Then I developed a team, and then we had Angie come along with us, and she was just amazing at what she did, just her personality. And, for me, it's just all about the unknown, and I absolutely love that. And so for me, that's what basically got me into it. And I want to help people understand that when their family members are gone, they're truly not gone.
Right.
There is something to, when they do pass away, that they are leaving some kind of energy behind.
That's
Always?
Always.
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 Sometimes you have deaths like an accident, a car accident, and you pass. Well, those spirits may have unfinished business. So they stay behind to care for somebody or to give you a message. And sometimes people don't listen. Then it takes somebody like us to come in and say, look, don't be afraid. You're afraid of what you don't understand. And, your loved one is trying to tell you something. Just listen. Pay attention to those signs. This is what we found. Wow. You decide what you want to do with it.
And I almost associate it with if you're, loud and proud in life and you're just a big voice and you're a big personality, when you pass away, your energy is going to burn brighter and is going to yield more evidence than somebody who is really maybe quiet and reserved. But that's where we come in, and then we capture that type of evidence where normal people that don't do this, you almost like ignore it. You almost don't see it happening. And it could literally be happening right in front of you.
I left the cabinet open. I know I did that.
You try to rationalize things.
Yeah. The day after you left from our investigation, we came home. I don't know if it's related or not, but it was very creepy.
It was creepy.
We always lock up our house. We're very good at that. We came home and the door was wide open.
One door
No
was
way.
wide
One of the
open.
doors that we like that right next to where we were investigating.
Right.
Wide open.
Yes.
And not a soul was there.
No one was there. It was very weird. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, we
I don't
thought
know.
that was very strange.
It was very cool seeing what you all do, though.
Do you think that sometimes they pick certain houses or certain areas because they want to contact like us personally, or are they just there?
It very well could be, because if you're more... Okay, so there are plenty of people out there that have an ability and they shut it off. You just shut that ability off because you're scared. You don't know what it means. You just don't want to hear it. You don't want to see it. So this spirit, this energy, knows that you have it, and they're just coming after you because they want you to listen. But it's up to you to open up and be more receptive to, okay, how can I help you?
Wow. Is there a way to do that?
You just got to...
No.
They normally say a lot of times that meditation is
Will
a
help you,
great
that's true.
way to open up your mind and relax your body, and you kind of almost become one with kind of that, you know, that energy that's around.
Interesting.
So that's something that I'm doing a lot of, and I find that when I do that, my investigations are better. But I will tell you
I
that
can't meditate.
I do notice that once you talk to them and they know that you can hear them, they don't stop.
Oh.
Wow.
That is normally the biggest thing. So we can go in really any place and we'll kind of hear something like, you know, by our ears, and we'll turn around. I see Angela do it every now and then. And you just hear things that most people are just like,
You get the
you know, it's
goosebumps
whatever.
and your hair stands up on your
Yes.
arms and your
Wow.
legs. Yeah.
Wow.
You just feel it. When you feel that energy, which you did that night.
Yes.
You feel the energy, your goosebumps pop up, and you just know. You know that something's around you. And it's not always bad. Everybody associates spirit as
Right.
being bad. And it's not.
Yeah, it's
Is
true.
it, sometimes it's bad though, right?
You can have bad, yes.
If you're,
More so
if
not.
you're bad in life and you pass away, you're going to be a bad
energy.
spirit.
Ugh.
Now, when we get into a whole nother gamut of spirits that are non-human entities where they have never been alive, never walked the earth before, those are quote unquote demons and things like that, that they thrive on, you know, death, destruction, bad things, scaring people. That's what they thrive on.
They like the sick,
Yes.
the mentally ill.
Interesting.
Because you can't control your mind, right? So they target more so the weak. And those are scary investigations, not going to lie. Those are scary. We've had, I told you, a couple that we've had to go on. And I'm more skeptic on that end of it versus the, oh, let's just go do this, right?
Yeah.
Because if you told me that, you know, you're being haunted by a demon, I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go. I mean, because you have to prepare yourself. Mentally, physically, you bring your stones, you bring anything to protect you, your prayer books, all that stuff, because you don't want to bring
Right.
something like that back into your home.
So what do I do if you're saying you're finding, which you're going to show us, these ghosts are living in my house, outside
Do you
my
call them
house?
ghosts?
What do you call them?
Ghost spirits,
spirits,
entities.
spirits.
And now she's nervous. She's like, do I need to
Are
move?
they Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Yes.
I'm telling you, you don't have, what I saw, there's nothing bad at your property.
Interesting.
I
Do they?
want
Oh
the
my
house,
God, I
though.
want. I know. We're getting it. We're getting that done.
So what do we like? What do? You just go around your business and know that they're watching you, or like, what
Sometimes
do
you get
do?
names out of our investigations. I mean, once in a blue moon, we'll ask them, what's your name? And you can't go, hey, what's your name? Blah, 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 and, you know, ask 10 questions on top of a question, because it takes them a minute or two to drop enough energy to speak to you, right? Wow. So sometimes you get that name, and when you do, it's just like, you just go for it. And he's got equipment that he can show you later that cleans out some of that white noise in the back, and you hear more clearly,
It's basically a telephone to the dead.
basically.
Wow.
In a very simplistic sense.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't use it at your house. I have a smaller version of what he's got, and I didn't use it at your house, which I wish we had now. But yeah.
And as far as cleaning spirits out or, you know, seeing what you can do about it, a lot of times just empowering people, such as yourselves, to understand that it's not there to hurt you. It's just kind of going about its own thing, and you're seeing it. But it's not startled by you. You're startled by it, and it's just kind of going about
Because
its
you
business.
don't know what it is.
Are they there to protect you? Are they there to like?
They're there to just live their life.
They're there
Or not
just
life.
living.
Wait, not really living.
They're
Well,
so
you know.
narcissistic.
That's true. They're not really, they are doing their thing.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh,
They're just doing their thing.
And again, it is specific to what has happened around your home and the land. If there was a war, if there was a family member that, God forbid, was, you know, passed away in the house or something, then they may be trying to get you to, you know, listen to them or whatnot. Because you have to think, imagine you being by yourself and seeing all these people around you, but nobody can hear you speak. how ignored you would feel, how worried you would feel. And so we come in and we use this equipment that allows us to get those answers so the spirit can finally rest and can say, oh, thank God, somebody got a message through, you know, because it's almost like speaking a different language. I can't talk to somebody who, you know, speaks Chinese or Japanese or anything like that. Right. I don't understand it. But once you learn how to do it, like in the paranormal field, then you understand. It becomes easy. And you can translate to people.
So I would say, wouldn't it be hard to purchase a home if someone committed suicide in their home, or if someone passed away in the home? Like you would think
I would think their spirit is going to be there. Their energy is going to be there. Yes. Across the street from me, a man passed away in his house, and I'm dying to get in there. And people, it's been sold three times since the man died a year ago.
Wow.
So I know it's haunted.
It's been sold 3 times.
3 times. And I want to go there and go,
freaky.
Something's going on.
Come in, let me.
So would you say before purchasing a home, like when
you should disclose.
I
would disclose, especially if you're having bad stuff happen. But if it's not, I mean, like, you have nothing in your home that would warrant you to say, hey, Jessica's living upstairs in that far left bedroom. Don't go in there. You know what I mean?
Right. And to be honest, there are crazy people like us that actually purchase homes specifically that are haunted.
Really? Why is that?
It allows you know, someone like me and Angela and the team to investigate without, you know, any outside contamination. We know what has happened to the house. We know what is being done to the house, you know, versus going in and a family living there. Sometimes I've been on an investigation before a long time ago where people actually put sound devices in their house to make their house scarier for us to investigate because they wanted to see how legit we actually were. And when we found the recorders and the noisemakers and stuff, we were like, what are you guys doing? And they were like, oh, we didn't realize that stuff was there. And we know, like as investigators, we go in and we go, okay, you know, something's not right here. But you guys were genuinely excited and just super, you know, eager to get out there and investigate. So that's how we know, like, okay, these people, they're new at this, but they're excited. Let's see what happens. Sometimes that energy draws paranormal energy in, which I think is why you guys got a lot of stuff. Because you guys have a lot of energy. Like, I can even feel it. So definitely what I saw, I was like, wow, that's amazing, the stuff that's
another response to your question, though, is there are certain people that when they pass away, they don't want you in their home. That's their house. And they'll do things to make you move out. It's not that they're malicious or anything like that, but they're going to scare you to death until you're like, I'm done. I'm moving out. This house is creeping me out. Because that's their house.
So interesting.
They want it their home. Yeah. It was built for them. That's where they died. Just leave me alone. And they'll let you know.
Wow. So do you think that there's some, like, their spirits are no longer at the cemetery? Because a lot of people feel like cemeteries are very scary.
No, there's spirits there too.
So can a spirit be both
travel.
Places, you think? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Because, like, she goes all the time to visit her parents who passed away at the cemetery. She's there all the time visiting. But maybe they're somewhere else.
I mean, you can go to the cemetery and visit your mom, but you might bring Janie home, who's 3 stones down. I mean,
that's scary.
I mean, it happens.
Right.
It does happen. I mean, I don't know how Angela feels about this, but I normally feel that they almost, I don't want to say teleport because that just sounds really just kind of Star Trek-y, but it's like they basically go back and forth from where their remains are to where they most loved. Yes. Or, you know, and especially if they built the house. If they use their own 2 hands to build a house, oh, my grandfather built this house. Guess what? When he passes away, he's going back to what he loved. And that's going to be using his 2 hands to build that house for his family. You're going to see Grandpa in the house. He's going to walk up the stairs and stuff. And he may not acknowledge you, but there are different types of spirits, and we can always get into that, you know, down the line. But there are some that will acknowledge that you're there, and there will be some that will just basically go about their business. And it's not that they're ignoring you to be mean. It's just kind of the physics, the way that our kind of profession is.
So interesting.
Wow. So, like, my parents both passed away within a year of each other.
They're probably in their house still.
But in their apartment.
They're probably in their apartment.
So you think they're still in their apartment? I mean, I didn't sell their place yet. So you think they're still in their place?
They died in the home?
No. They didn't die
No,
in
but they got sick in the hospital.
I mean, they
Depends
may.
on how much they liked it. I
They
mean,
loved the
They never
So
left.
they very
were
well may
always
be
there.
still in their home.
She'll be there tomorrow. You'll find her there. That's where she's gonna be. Yeah.
Do you want some equipment, ma'am?
Yeah, she will. She'll be borrowing it.
I'll be calling you up. Come down and check this out.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of calling you up and having you come down, having you at our home was one of the coolest experiences.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
being able to have equipment that you can use and actually see things change. Like, we had this equipment. Can you maybe tell them about the one that like would turn red if they would answer a question
That would
for
be
us?
the K2 meter.
Yep, and
Do you have it?
actually in my case there?
Yeah, I thought this is just so amazing.
Those are some cool stuff.
There you go. Thank you. So basically, these items here, or the one that you were using, it's supposed to detect different energy fluctuations. And because ghosts will emit different energy,
This one?
it'll help detect
Yes.
it.
So
So if you push this button down, hard,
Okay.
hold it down, there you go. Now it's on. So anything that, go ahead, Michael.
So anything that basically passes by that or around that sensor
It lights it up.
will make it light up from green to red. Obviously, green is a lighter energy
Right.
spike, yellow is a little higher, red is the ultimate. And the Earth has its own natural energy fields in different areas. So what we do as professionals, we come in and we kind of do a baseline reading around the area that we investigate. So we know, okay, there might be a little high spike over here. That's not paranormal. That might be related to the Earth itself or an electrical
Your
outlet.
panels, which we use these to do a lot of that with.
that was so cool because right now it's green, but we were asking questions
And
and
it
it would
It was like
turn
red.
red.
It would
it would
turn
it would
red.
like answer our
Which
questions.
I put in your video.
That was unreal.
Yes.
Yeah, and we do have to sometimes decipher between electrical equipment
Right.
and the spirits, because what'll happen is because they're both made up of the same type of electricity and energy, that they'll set it off. Sometimes you could put it near a light
Right.
bulb
So like
and
if you
it'll
take
go
your
off.
phone, see how it lights up? So
Right.
you got to be careful about what you put next to it. But sitting there, it's not going to get anything other than...
Yep. And during an investigation, we shut everything off. So we have no phones on, no nothing. So when something like that happens and it spikes like that, we're pretty much talking to somebody. And the lights allow you to ask questions to almost feel their intensity or to see how often they're answering.
Which you did when you asked the question. It lit up for you. And your eyes lit up like... You turned to your mom, you're like, it answered me, see?
Wow.
But how do you actually get to hear what they're actually answering, though?
So that's where the video comes in, or the recorders, like this one. We set them down next to the device. Somebody's holding the camera, and when it's lighting up, if they're talking to you, it's going to be in this sound and or that one. Sometimes you only pick it up on one and not the other. But if you're lucky, you get it on both.
Yeah, these voice recorders, a lot of people don't realize, but they are so sensitive that they hear at frequencies lower and higher than what we can actually hear. So that's where you get the ghost voices or electronic voice phenomenon. You're asking a question, hey, is there somebody here? And then you hear a whisper, I'm right here. And you didn't know because you didn't hear that.
Yes.
Oh, right.
And then you play it back and you go, oh, hey, look, there's somebody answering. I've had my name said in my ear before.
Stop.
Completely by myself, pitch dark.
And then you heard it on this?
I heard it on the recorder, didn't hear it in my ear.
Stop. it.
Yes.
Where
All
do
the
we
time.
buy one of these?
Yes.
You can go anywhere and buy one.
Yeah.
That one was actually given to me by one of my teammates, Ramon Vivas, who's on Whispering Spirits Paranormal. He gave it to me, and until this day, I still use it. And I have some really, really good luck with it. So I keep using it.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. We have other ones that have a more sensitive mic on them. Which, did you bring yours? Your black one?
I did not bring the
So the
large
mic
black
is
one.
outside of the recorder, and it's more sensitive, and you can hear flies go past it. It's that sensitive. So it picks up sounds, like he said, that would just blow your mind.
Wow.
You can hear people through 3 or 4 walls and doors. You'll
Oh
hear
my
people
gosh.
talking.
As it's-
It's just so
Very
sensitive.
sensitive.
Can a regular recorder or a phone even pick up these voices that
Yes.
we don't usually
I
hear?
totally forgot that we had recorded on my phone, and then when I was in the car, and I was telling him, I said, oh my God, I've got 47 minutes of voice recorder. So when I leave here today, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to,
That is so
Wow.
cool.
because we just left it on the table.
Yes.
We left it on the table, and me and your mom went back, and I went, oh my gosh, I left this on.
Right.
So 47 minutes
Wow.
of empty space was recorded
That is
without
so-
us standing by that table.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
So I can't, listen, that's going to be like juicy stuff tonight.
Oh my goodness.
That's normally a gold mine when you have that long of recording and it's not contaminated by people, standing there and talking and things like that. But I will tell you, there's one piece of evidence that Angela's going to show you that absolutely blew my mind, and it's because
It's so clear.
you're talking, and then something is talking over you, and you can hear it clear as day.
No
You know
way.
exactly what it's saying.
Oh my god, I have chills.
It's really amazing.
What?
Really?
Yes.
I told you. I told you our house was haunted. I told you.
Let's start. I want
Should we get into
You want to hear
Yes,
it?
I want
Okay.
to.
So,
Oh my gosh.
unfortunately, you're going to have to use the headphones, okay?
that's
Because
okay.
I don't think my speakers on this laptop is loud enough for it to hear it, okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
So, let me plug it in for you. I'm going to turn my laptop around so that, and this is your left ear, okay?
Okay.
That way,
Oh wait, how are we gonna do that together?
we'll do one at a time. It's really short. It goes really
okay.
quick, I promise.
And we replay it over so
Oh,
you'll
okay.
be able to hear it.
So, whoever wants to go first.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. I'm so excited.
And I put
Also nervous.
text on the video so that you can see, like, anticipate where it's coming.
Okay.
Because I guess you didn't do your homework, did you?
Oh no, I want it to be totally.
Oh, okay.
Like I just want it to come in and
So
be totally
just
raw.
hit on your side
So-
the play button.
Okay, so I've never seen
You
any
see
of the
it?
footage. I was there that day, so I'm like really excited. Okay.
Right.
I did hear. How did you even pick that up?
Very faint.
Wow. Very. If you look over, that's like where
your
my
play
play
set.
set is. I wonder if they were like playing on my play set.
Well, something kept pulling me over there.
Yeah, isn't it over
Oh,
to
was
that
it
area?
Yeah.
But we buried a lot of animals back then.
No, it's kids. It's not animals, ma'am.
That's unbelievable.
And,
going.
and chances are that might have been even a sound that you guys didn't hear, like it wasn't out there, but the recorder itself picked it up. And that's why you guys are hearing it, because it doesn't sound like anybody responded to it.
Right.
So that's because your own ears didn't actually hear it. That is a true EVP. It's an electronic voice phenomenon. Something is imprinted on the device that you didn't hear with your own ears.
Right.
Is that crazy?
So crazy.
Keep going.
So
Very
what did you were you able to make out anything they were saying, or did you just hear?
keep listening.
What? Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple that you can definitely
Really? You
hear.
can make out what they're saying?
Oh, yeah.
You hear it though, don't you?
Yeah, I wasn't. Does it sound more like hoo hoo like that, or you actually heard laughing?
No, it sounds like it's laughing.
I did hear that. That was unbelievable.
Right?
I mean, like didn't even pick it up at all when we were there. That's so
No,
crazy.
it gets way better.
Oh my gosh!
I can't wait till she hears the one that is just awesome.
Wow. I feel like I'm watching the Blair Witch Project right now.
It's what it always looks like.
Rabbit. Dogs have sets. Scary. No, I don't hear them at all.
What? You were talking about how dogs have a sixth sense, and all of a sudden you hear, yeah, something like that.
It answered you.
I have to see that.
Because you and I were talking, we were all talking about why the dog kept going over that way.
Right.
And you said, well, it could be a rabbit, it could be this. And
Right.
I said, yeah, they have a sense. And you hear it go, yeah.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
so interesting
So
how you.
unbelievable.
It's interesting how you're able to listen to all of this and pick up those like little things.
So,
Like, how do you do that?
so we have to confine ourselves to a quiet spot in the home.
yeah.
I'm lucky enough to have which I don't know if I can say it on the air, but I have a bitch barn outside, and it's my space. So I take everything out there, and I sit with no sounds, and I just sit with like just like this.
Yeah. And you just listen.
And I just listen. I don't even watch because I get distracted when I'm watching it. So I just close my eyes and I just listen. Wow. And then I'm like, what did it say? Back it up.
Yeah.
And I triple check it before because like you live not close to the road, but you live close enough that sometimes you do pick up traffic and maybe the neighbor's fighting. So you have to make sure that when I give you this, it's what it is and it's not what he said over there.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, like it's not 5 other things that it could be, a bird or whatever.
Watching over us. This is somebody, I feel like, tell me if I'm right, I feel like you're someone who's been with us since we moved in, even for a very long time.
Could be Nanny and Poppy.
It could be, but I feel like you're somebody who's been with us for a long time since we moved in. Maybe since I've seen you when I was a little girl. Is that you? Yeah. Okay. You see that?
Literally, like, feel like I'm gonna cry. Like, it's just crazy.
Do you always stay at the house? Or do you follow us? Do you always stay at the house?
What happened?
That has to be the one.
Do you follow
What did you
us?
hear?
When I heard right. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, that was one of them, yep.
There's more.
Oh, there's more.
But
That was, like, very obviously, like...
yeah, at first I was like, is it saying night or is it saying right? But I'm more with you on it saying right.
Oh, my gosh.
You can touch them and see if they're fun to play with. If you'd like.
Stop it. That is, like, too much.
Let me
too much.
hear.
I can't.
Rewind it later. Remember Mama here.
No way.
Oh no, she didn't move that time.
Is it because it's just slow?
No, she's not.
Here, don't move, huh?
That's the look I was looking for.
I said, I don't know. It was a woman.
Just lit up here. Just to...
As you're playing that, this is lighting up just very, very slightly. It went to about a yellow, and it just did a quick blip, but it was not necessarily going with when you were playing it. But I'm not wondering if something is going on here energy-wise, because that takes a lot for them to do that, for them to say multiple words and to be that clear. I mean, that's crystal clear. That's a Class A EVP is what we call it.
Yes.
A+. That is, you don't need to listen to that multiple times to go, what is that saying?
Because you almost fell out of your seat just now.
I am like, I literally,
Look at-
this is
I can see your hair.
Well, seriously, look at my
Yeah.
hair.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you hear the yep?
I heard
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys notice
in
something weird about all of these audio recordings when they're female? It's the exact same female voice that's coming through and answering
We're
the
going to be up
questions.
all night talking to them.
That's what
talking to
also
everyone.
adds
It's
validity
interesting.
to it.
It's all a female. It's not a male.
Exactly.
It's a female.
And it sounds like it's the same person. Now, can we absolutely say that for sure? No, we can't, but
It just
it's
sounds
pretty darn
the same.
close.
Yeah.
But just to think that something is there and talking to you, and you guys had no clue. You guys were talking.
You've been
and-
living your whole life there, and this person has probably answered questions. You could have been outside confessing all your sins outside, and she's been sitting there listening to you the whole time. Yeah. Is that crazy? Keep going. There's some.
Wait a second. Is anybody here with us right now? I just felt like I had to try that.
Always. Oh, see?
Did it light up?
Yeah, it
It
did.
lit all the way to yellow.
It went to yellow. Yeah.
Maybe you have an attachment. A good one, though.
Let's see. I literally don't know how to react. This is
What did you hear?
This is just so unreal. Because
Where are you
it's
at in the
Well,
video?
just I just got to the yep and hey, but
yeah.
it's very clear.
It's trying to get your attention at that point. Because the hey is, hey, hello. You're not paying attention to me
Trying to
now.
let you know that it's there.
So that could
can't
very well be
believe
two
this.
different because you're communicating with one that's already responding to your answers, but now you have this other one that goes, hey,
Right.
hello.
So crazy. And
But why can't it be my mother?
Oh my God, here we go again.
Why do you say it's someone that lives there?
Well, I mean,
It
How do you
answered
know?
me in the text. I asked it. You didn't see that part, but I asked. I said, "Is this someone that's been here since I was a little girl?"
and it lit up
And
for
it lit
her.
up.
Yeah.
And a lot of times spirits will sound like how they did when they were alive. So a lot of times when we're showing evidence to the client, sometimes they'll hear a familiar voice and go, "Oh my God, that's my mom," or "Oh my God, that's my dad." Sometimes they can recognize it. Not saying that there isn't, your mom and dad maybe in the house with you, but as long as you guys were in there you guys did get some evidence, but the jury's still out on who it actually is.
It's about that time in our podcast where we're going to hit pause because we have something really exciting that we want to share with you.
We wrote a book together.
That's right. It's called A Bond That Lasts Forever. And basically, it's how we got this close and how you can too. It goes over all of our life's ups and downs, our struggles and obstacles, and became as close as we are today.
We share tips and quotes and actionable steps on how you can create your own ideal relationship. We even share photos on us throughout the years so you can see us on a whole different new level.
It's so true. Anyways, we loved writing this book, but we hope that you love reading it just as much, or maybe even a little bit more. Anyways, you can pick up the book at abondthatlastforever.com. You can get it at Walmart, on Amazon, at Barnes & Nobles,
Or wherever you get your books.
Hey, you're stealing my line. Anyways, we hope you love reading it. Now, let's get back to the podcast. Communication it's amazing.
Like, where did it come from?
And a part of me, it's like I'm scared, but I don't want them to think I'm scared because I don't want them to feel like they can't come to me. You know what I mean?
I think of it like it's a good scare because it wasn't anything malicious. Right. They didn't pick your hair up and pull it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
So they're just talking to you because you were asking questions and they were answering you.
Right.
So you can't be scared of something that you asked for.
So what
Right?
do you do now? So you realize maybe
So now
they're
you
watching,
go
that they're
home.
here and they're in the place with you. Like, what do you do?
Well-
Like, what do you do?
She's like, how do I move on?
Well, me,
how do I move on? They're watching me.
Listen, this is how I would look at it. You know what? They were there before you, obviously, right? You moved in on their land, and you've lived there comfortably all these years. So what's different? Now you just know that they are in fact there. So give them a name. We don't know their names because we didn't ask. So name them Bobby.
Give them tasks. Like, tell them, can you watch over my house before I leave?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They are your family now.
Right.
Talk to them. Let them know that the communication that you guys have now is two-way. It's not just them saying something and you guys just going about your day and not realizing that they're saying something. Now they realize,
them.
oh my God, they can hear me now. So now you may actually get things that are much better than like the I don't know. You might literally be able to ask a specific question. Hey, where's the Bisquick? And top shelf. Or something
And you
weird like
hear
that.
it?
Well, you know what happened?
Well, you probably wouldn't hear it. You'd still need the recorder, but it would be super
But
specific.
it's talking to you. You'd be like, and
Why
then
do you need a recorder? Why can't we hear it with our ears?
because our ears aren't designed to hear it.
Too primitive, unfortunately.
Oh,
They're
Unless you're
my
a
gosh.
sensitive or a psychic, you're not going to pick up those sounds. You know, you have to be open to it.
You know what happened today? You know, it was so weird. We were getting ready to come here to do the podcast with you, and Cher was looking for her hair product.
Yeah.
And she says, I don't know where it is. I says, well, I looked everywhere. I looked in the bag. I looked everywhere for it. I couldn't find it. I said, I don't know. Go check your room. All of a sudden, we find it on top of the bag.
No, we didn't just find it.
Inside
You go,
it.
oh, you put it in. Good job. You put it. You found it. You put it in the bag.
Right. I said, oh, you found it. You put it in the bag. And she goes, I never put it in the bag. I said, well, how did it get in the
Like,
bag?
it was literally right on top. It was
Wow.
so weird. But like, I don't know if it can move products.
Why couldn't they?
I don't know. It literally, like, she swears she didn't do it. I know I didn't
swear
do
there
it.
was nothing there.
I mean, I've set stuff down and come back and it's in a different spot where I know that I put it here, but how'd it get over there? It's happened.
Think of it almost like two magnets. If you've ever seen when they're, north and north, and they start pushing together, the other magnet is going to start to push away, and it almost looks like a magic trick. Kind of think of it like that. When a spirit or entity goes to grab something, sometimes their energy will affect whatever it is, a plastic bottle or whatnot, just to move a little bit. And depending upon how strong the entity is, and that doesn't make them bad, that just means that they have more energy, more power, they could literally pick things up and make them reappear in other places.
Yeah.
Oh man, now you're like, wow. Oh man. Well, we're gonna have to have you come back for a part 2 after we investigate the home.
Done? Have you changed your mind?
I definitely changed my mind. I'm going to go around talking to them. I'm going to look like I'm talking to myself in the house.
Hey, you already look crazy. No one's gonna second guess it.
But I'll
It's a
probably
good thing,
say,
though.
hi, are you there?
Yes.
You know,
no, it's a good thing, though.
People always think our house is haunted just by the look of it.
Yes.
But now we can officially
Well, I told them when I
say
pulled up, I
it's
texted them,
haunted.
I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this is the creepiest road. And then I pulled
Yeah.
and went, oh lordy, it's even scarier on the outside.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's surprising. Sometimes the houses that don't look scary yield the most activity. And then sometimes it is the other way where you're like, that's a haunted house before I even step in. You're like, absolutely. It's got that weird vibe to it. And then you go in and sometimes nothing happens. It just, the weird thing with the other side, the paranormal type, of it, is that it doesn't work on command. And a lot of people get very frustrated. Even investigators, sometimes we'll go into a location and nothing happens for 8 hours straight. We won't catch any EVPs, nothing electronic will happen. And then the person who calls us, the client, they feel like they're almost crazy. A lot of times they'll call us just to prove that they're not weird and that they're not crazy. Like you saw it too, right? So I'm not crazy.
Right.
But again, there are some times where we just have to say we have to come back because we didn't yield anything the first time. And then we'll come back, and sometimes the atmosphere is different. Thunderstorms, amazing.
It's weird.
I
Thunderstorms
told
are
you that.
following us, though. There's a thunderstorm outside right now. Do you hear that? Like, literally,
So,
there's
yeah, and the night that we did
Charges
her
the
house,
air.
the night we did her house, I got ecstatic because I was like, the lightning in the sky stayed the entire time that we were out there. It was far enough away, but you could still see it, and it was breathtakingly beautiful, to be honest with you. But it fed off of it. It just fed and fed and fed, and I think you get way more during electrical storm than anything. That's my opinion.
Well, remember what happened? You gave her the camera and the battery just
Died.
died.
It was so weird.
That happens all the time when activity is happening.
I don't even know if all that footage was there. Like, I don't know if footage got lost.
You missed a lot. It was gone.
It like erased it, right? Or
Yeah, it didn't
was
record
gone.
it.
It was so weird. I went to this one area and I said, if you want me to stop recording here, just let me know. And all of a sudden, the power went out.
It was gone.
It was gone, and the
She's
footage
like,
was gone
Angela, what's wrong with
too.
that? I'm like, I don't know, you killed the battery. Let's put it in.
But like when you looked at it, and you're like, but it was
Full battery.
charged. It was so weird. It was so weird.
Yeah, turn her back on, and she went
Because
back
I
on
noticed
it,
there
but-
was some like missing footage, and I never touched the button. Like I didn't even know where the power
Yeah.
was. It was very weird.
I mean, I have an hour
Yeah.
and 47 minutes of video, but that was the
That was
main
there.
part of it.
Right.
But there were parts of it that, yes, it just disappeared
yeah.
because it turned off on you.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
very
happened to
awesome.
us the other night when we were at another location. It just, Ramon was on a video recorder, and it killed 2 batteries back to back.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Unreal.
Is it that they don't want you to see something or
No,
hear
they're
something?
using the energy from the batteries to either speak to us, show themselves, do something so that we see them or hear them, because they need that extra boost of energy.
And what better place to get it than batteries?
Yeah.
I mean, you literally don't need any equipment sometimes to go on an investigation. If you take like a battery tester, you could just put a battery in the tester and watch the energy start to drain until the battery's completely empty. And a lot of times that'll let you know something may be
It's
there.
in there.
Wow.
So you shouldn't be afraid to live in the place if there's.
She's getting nervous.
If there's spirits there.
Not at all. Not at all. Hollywood plays it up a lot where it's, very, very scary. Somebody gets scratched. Somebody gets ripped to pieces.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of times the
Well,
worst.
we've been scratched before.
Yes.
We have been scratched. We've had our hair pulled. So it does happen.
Yes.
But they make it like dramatic. Yeah.
Correct. And a lot of times, you may get that little tap on your shoulder that maybe you think you might have bumped into a door or something, and then you
Right.
realize there's nothing around you. It's just them interacting with you. They just want you to know that, hey, we're people too, and we were here once. So say hi, say hello to us, talk to
Absolutely.
us.
And you think they look like people too, if you're able to capture? Because you've seen some footage.
Yeah,
where
no, I've
they
seen
do.
faces. I've caught faces. I told you that there was
right.
a floating man's head. I mean, that was kind of cool.
Oh, what did you think of the attachments of the photos that you took of her? Like you took
Oh
some
no,
photos.
because
You don't think so?
after I blew it up, you could tell it was a movement.
Oh,
It was a movement.
interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a movement.
Yes, it was
It's
a
so
movement.
interesting how you can really tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can really tell.
Because I was like, look,
Takes
there's
a
your
while.
mom. Mom is in space. Now she's down here. So
Oh,
it
so it
was
was a-
either I tilted wrong or she moved. But that one where it was the energy looked above her.
Yes.
I tilted down on the camera. So I brought her down with me.
Okay, so neither of us have attachments.
No.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
no attachment. Okay.
wow.
No.
So-
But I did get some orbs in your yard, which was cool. And then on your balcony, there was 2 photos I took at the same time, back to back, but I switched frames so you could see it in purple blue and then the orangey pink color, and it's still standing there.
What does that mean?
There was just something on your balcony.
Like what?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Something on
It
the
was an
balcony?
energy, but it wasn't the curtain. I made sure of that.
Right.
So
I mean, it could possibly be a soldier standing guard, maybe that, was there long before the house was there. Just because, the house was built on the land, the spirits are not necessarily going to stop doing what they've
Right.
been doing.
Right, because remember I told you, you have the natural springs that run under your ground. Mm-hmm. You are on Indian grounds from way back when. And you also have the orange, back in the day, it was the orange railroad that came through a portion of that property, right? Not necessarily on your exact
Right.
lot, but it ran through there. So the Pinellas Trail is part of some of that railroad. So you have a lot of history right there. And your particular area was all farm. So they grew the cotton, the orange groves, and the corn. So there's a lot of history there.
Lot of
So just because
labor.
you had the sand doesn't mean
Right.
somebody did not live there at one point.
So interesting.
and what about the toys that she was playing with that were lighting up?
It was the entity, but we didn't have a recorder on her to pick
right.
up sound.
Interesting. Because we
Yeah.
had that one stick figure thing.
Yes,
that you
so
did.
remember the battery died on that one too.
Oh, wow.
And that had 2 batteries going.
That's crazy.
And they're like the kind that you would travel with, that last days.
yeah.
And they died
Wow.
instantly. As a matter of fact, when we took it out this past weekend at another house, I plugged in and I was showing Mike, the different things on it, and then all of a sudden, boom, dead.
Wow.
Dead.
Wow. Crazy. This has been the
Yes.
spookiest episode yet.
Not sure I'll be able to
Yeah,
sleep
should we go
tonight.
back? I don't know if we should go
My
home
lights.
after this.
No, I'm going to go home and talk to them.
Give them a name because we don't know who they are. Give them a name and just tell them good
amazing.
night. Sleep tight.
Well,
Talk to you in the morning. How about breakfast?
yeah.
Right.
Wow. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on this
You are very
podcast.
Thanks for
welcome.
having us.
This was amazing.
Wonderful.
And thank you, Chattermouths, for tuning in. We wish you a happy Halloween, and we'll see you all next time.
Happy Halloween.
Bye. Thank you.
Why silly? Do you have anything to tell us? The cards. We hope. Something got his attention.
Yeah, let's go over there. Because he doesn't
Probably an
usually-
animal.
Yeah, he'll go for an animal, but it's not like an animal thing. He would stay if there was an animal.
Not necessarily. It could be a rabbit. Dogs have sets. Scary. Not on him at all. Are you watching over us?
It's a sign.
You're here, Mommy and Daddy?
I don't know if it's them. I know you keep saying them. I feel them energy as well, but this is somebody I feel like, tell me if I'm right. I feel like you're someone who's been with us since we moved in, even for a very long time.
Could be Nanny and Poppy.
It could be, but I feel like you're somebody who's been with us for a long time since we moved in. Maybe since I've seen you when I was a little girl. Is that you? Yeah. Okay. Can you see that?
Do you always stay at the house? Or do you follow us?
We want you to know this is your home too, so you can feel comfortable.
Oh no, she didn't move that time. What is it? Is it because it's just slow? No, she's not.
Here, don't move, Mom. Let's see.
Hold your breath.
You can touch them and see if they're fun to play with. If you'd like. What, did I just miss something? What did you say? Did I miss something? This, I would love to communicate with you.
There's a big puddle here before. I don't know what it is. It must be very...
Time to end our investigation.